Hello, guys. How are you? Today, I want to talk about fear. Fear is nothing more than an obstacle that stands in the way of your progress. Whenever we're working through whatever it is that we're working through, fear plays a huge part in why we hesitate to do anything that we want to do. And sometimes you need to push through those fears and just go for it. So I'm here to say what you are afraid of. Okay, I'll say this again. What you are afraid to do is a clear indication of the next thing that you need to do. And that's pretty powerful, and that's true. If you're fearing something, if there's anything that's scaring you to do it, you should definitely do it. Conquer your fear is the biggest thing. And it's so liberating when you actually do it. I know that I've conquered a few of my fears, and it is very, very liberating. And so I encourage you to, if you can't do all of them, at least do one. Take baby steps when you're conquering your fear. And, regret nothing. We go through life and we always say, oh, I regret this, or I regret this situation, I regret this relationship, I regret this friendship. And it's like, if we didn't go through these different lessons in life, they wouldn't mold us to who we are. Because I feel like our experiences and our lives and our trials and tribulations, those things are what makes us who we are. Because then you learn how to grow, and then you learn what you want, what you don't want, what type of people you want in your circle and in your life. Too many of us are not living our dreams. Like, if you think about it, it's a lot of people. I mean, I didn't even know people. Too many of us, we're not living our dream because we're living in our fears, and our fears are taking over. And I feel like if we let our fears take over, we're blocking our blessings, we're blocking what God has in store for us. We don't know the future, but He wouldn't give you this gift, He wouldn't give you this talent if you didn't know that is exactly what you were supposed to do, if that was your purpose. How do you know what your purpose is if you are living in fear? Fear can definitely hinder your life. And it's sad. And I'm here to say, don't be sad. Don't let fear win. Take baby steps, but work on conquering your fear. In overcoming your fears, we can move forward stronger and wiser within ourselves. And I truly believe that. Because like I said in the beginning, when I conquered a few of my fears, it felt very liberating. You feel strong. You feel like you can do anything. And that's what God created us to be. Fearless. We're not supposed to fear anything and not anyone. And so, go into the direction into your life with a complete purpose that you can conquer whatever you set your mind to. It's so important. So this is what happens, right? We generate our fears while we're sitting. And that's so true, because like whenever we have downtime and we like think about what we're doing, then we're like, oh, this little doubt called fear comes in our minds and like, no, don't do it. hinders you, scares you, and so you push back and you're like, no, I'm not going to do it. But if we can overcome them by action, so take action to your fear. Fear is nature's way of warning us to get busy. Now, if you just turn that negative into a positive, then you're going to do amazing and you're going to be phenomenal. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important than fear. So you got to have courage. That's important. And most of us lack the courage because we're scared and we let this fear just take over our lives. And never, I repeat, beautiful souls, never let your fear decide your future. You are amazing. You were here to be exactly what God wanted you to be. And whatever that is, whether you're an artist, whether you're, and when I say artist, whether you are in the music industry, whether you're a painter, whether you're a writer, whatever it is that gets you excited, that you wake up in the morning and you can't stop thinking about it, that is your purpose. Do it. Make it happen. Don't figure out how and when and what and how much it's going to cost. Because, and a good friend said this to me, and it's so true because we tend to forget this. You need to invest in yourself first. Because when you invest in yourself, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It doesn't matter if nobody thinks you're great. If you think you're great and you invest in yourself and you trust the process, you are going to be phenomenal. Trust that, know that, own that. Because whatever you speak into existence is exactly what is going to come true. I'm a firm believer of speaking everything to existence. I spoke my whole life last year into existence, and I saw nothing but everything I spoke into existence fall into play. But how can I allow those things to actually fall into play? I had to not let fear get in the way of letting everything that I want play out and panel out. So if you do, and this is important, my beautiful souls, if you do one thing every day that scares you, oh my gosh, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit to you. Find the courage and conquer your fears. It's okay to be scared sometimes. Courage is the ability to face your fears, not hide them. Remember that. And don't let your fear of what could happen may not happen. We tend to do that. And then we go in our minds, in our heads, and we contemplate back and forth of all the reasons why it's not going to work. Well, how do we know something's not going to work if we didn't even try? We didn't even attempt to do anything. Because we letting that fear play over our minds. So just remember that when you're having that downtime that we all have in our mind. And the reality of fear is you're not scared of the dark. You're scared of what's in it. You're not scared of heights. You're scared of falling. And when you're not afraid of people around you, you're afraid of rejection. You're not afraid of love. You're afraid of being loved back. You're not afraid of letting go. You're afraid that he's really gone. You're not afraid to try again. You're afraid of getting hurt for the same reasons. This is all the reality of fear. And I just said some powerful things that if you just take a few minutes to just kind of meditate what I just spoke about, what I just said, and just take this moment and just conquer one fear. Conquer one fear. Start small before you go big. I wish you guys nothing but the best. And remember, you are strong enough and you are wise enough to conquer your fears. Thank you so much for listening. You have a wonderful day.